YouTubers who got custom play buttons, part 2. So like I said in the past, a YouTuber can receive a 100,000, 1 million, or a 10 million subscriber play button, but surprisingly, some people have received custom ones. Like, some people even have their own custom 20 million subscriber play button. Here's what Marvel's looks like. It's in the shape of the Avengers Tower, which is super cool. America's Got Talent and Britain's Got Talent got their own 20 million subscriber play button, and I can't leave out that National Geographic got their own 20 million subscriber play button. They all look super dope. Next, some custom 50 million subscriber play buttons I've never talked about are Choo Choo TV, who has their own, Movie Clips, who has their own, and a YouTube account known as Just No Limit, who has his own. You know, all of these are very rare. There's only several. Finally, Mr. Beast has acquired play buttons like Infinity Stones. He has the 100 million one, he has the 200 million one, he has the 300 million one, and he even has the 400 million play button. Subscribe, and maybe I can even get my own custom play button one day.
Things we all did as kids. At number 1, every single kid used to lean back on their chairs. And don't lie, because we all did this. We were basically tempting fate, risking our lives for what? Like we wouldn't fall backwards and break our necks. At number 2, not wanting to leave the shower as soon as you get in. Like anytime you were told you had to take a shower, you'd be like, ugh, it's the end of the world. But once you get in, it's game over. It's that refreshing, you just sleep in there. And at number 3, weird sleeping positions. Lay in bed with your neck bent 90 degrees with your feet trying to touch the ceiling. We all did this position, and if you didn't, you're lying.
With animals that, if they haven't gone extinct, would be a danger. Dodo. Dinopithecus. Siberian unicorn. Argentavis. Chemroceras. Quetzalcoatlus.
Plants that actually exist, part 1. This is the naked man orchid, and it is very real. They're native from the Mediterranean. This guy looks a little happy. The reason they're called the naked man orchid is because obviously they look like little naked men. In Italy, they believe that consuming this plant is conductive to virility, meaning if a man eats it, he will enhance his energy, strong sex drive, and manliness. Fellas, I gave you the keys. You know what to do. Like this video if you want a part 2 of strange plants.
At first, it looked like just another normal gaming video, but what happened next made viewers seriously worried. A TikToker posted a clip of herself calmly playing Geometry Dash. Everything seems perfectly fine, until you notice a red laser dot pointed right at her. She smiles, pretending like nothing's wrong, but her eyes tell a completely different story. You can literally see the fear and tension in her face, like she's about to burst into tears. And then things get even creepier. In her next video, there are now multiple red laser dots aimed at her at once. She's trying so hard to hold it together, almost like she's afraid this might be her last stream. People in the comments started to suspect she wasn't making these videos by choice. That theory only grew stronger when they noticed she'd been streaming for days straight, almost without any breaks. It left everyone with way too many questions and a really uneasy feeling. But here's the scariest part. Recently, the girl just vanished. She hasn't posted anything or gone live in over a week. No videos, no updates, nothing. So what's really going on behind those disturbing videos? And where did this TikToker disappear to? Drop your theories in the comments.
This is a true horrifying story, part 25. Warning, this is not a joke. The information that's going to be shared is dangerous and life-threatening. Do not, under any circumstance, commit the actions that will be narrated. This is the world's most dangerous book ever, Shams al-Ma'arif. This book was written by Ahmed al-Buni in the 17th century. But technically, the author of this book is not a human being. I never did and will never read this book. And this is your second warning. Do not read this book. Ahmed al-Buni practiced black magic, and he was in contact with the most powerful jinns and demons before he passed away. The jinns were the authors of this book. The elder generations, like our moms and dads, have heard about this book, and they were warned by it. There are thousands of horrifying stories of people who read this book. Shams al-Ma'arif explains everything about black magic, how to get in touch with the world of jinns, how to marry a jinn, and the sacrifices you have to do for the devil, and much more. Unfortunately, this book can be easily found online. One day, a Saudi Arabian man that read hundreds of books for a living decided to read this book specifically out of interest and love for all books, without fearing the consequences behind it. He reached the chapter that teaches readers how to get married to a female jinn. He laughed about it. He tried the ritual to experiment it. The first night after finishing the whole book and completing the marriage ritual, he felt someone breathing next to his face. And on the second night, he felt a hand touching his feet. And on the third night, he heard her voice. The man was officially locked in a marriage with a demon. 5 years go by. He met a normal, beautiful woman that he fell in love with, and they both decided to get married. A week before the wedding day, the bride, the bride's parents, and the groom's parents all pass and die in 3 different car crashes. These are the consequences behind this book. And it's also known from many stories of people that have died from reading the first few pages. If you don't finish reading the book, you will get killed. All my stories, all of them, are true incidents that happened one time only. But this book is a product that is permanently available online. I beg you, do not go anywhere near Shams al-Ma'arif. This video is to educate you on the dangers behind this book. Do not go anywhere close to the world of jinns.
Let me tell you about some interesting things I just learned today. Did you know there are 2,600 Panda Express locations, but less than 2,500 pandas on Earth? This graph shows the percentage of Americans that have a passport, with over 50% right now. But back in 1990, only 4% of Americans had one. Every living US president could have gone to high school together except Obama. The Las Vegas Strip is not actually a part of the city of Las Vegas. It is located in the unincorporated towns of Paradise and Winchester. A Colombian drug sniffing dog was so proficient at finding drugs that the cartel placed a bounty on that dog's head. Zoe Roth, also known as the Smiling Disaster Girl, sold that image of herself with a house fire in the background to an NFT collector back in 2021, making almost $500,000. Got out good with that one. Jaden Smith opened a restaurant where paying is optional. If you're broke, you eat for free. If you can afford it, you pay for others. Very interesting idea.
The strange case of Sanju Bhagat. His twin lived inside of him for 36 years. Throughout history, there has been many medical mysteries, but the story of Sanju is one unlike anything else you've ever heard. Sanju was born in India in 1963, and he worked hard as a farmer, working towards a better quality of life. His childhood and teenage years were completely normal, but in his late 20s, he started to notice something strange. Daily, he was working hard in the fields and would eat enough food for survival, but he started noticing his stomach was getting larger. And by the time he was 30, his stomach resembled that of a 9-month pregnant woman. Locals even began teasing him, saying that he looked like a pregnant woman. And on top of that, health complications began to arise. As his stomach became larger, his work became more difficult, causing him severe back pain. Family members urged him to see a doctor, but the high medical bills and him having to miss work was not something Sanju could afford. He carried on and ignored it for as long as he could, until he was rushed to the hospital in 1999. His stomach got so big it began to press on his diaphragm, and doctors believed it was a tumor, and they had to operate. But when Dr. Mehta cut into his stomach, He could not believe what he saw. He said, "To my surprise and horror, I could shake hands with somebody inside." It soon became apparent that this was no tumor. It was a mutated body. From birth, Sanju had his twin brother living inside of him like a parasite. This bizarre and extremely rare condition is called fetus in fetu. The deformed fetus had hair, legs, nails, and even a jawbone with teeth. After his surgery, Sanju was able to recover and live on as normal. As for his twin brother, he died shortly after being removed.
Spotted everywhere recently. So with Screen 7 right around the corner, people have noticed that Ghostface is showing up in places that he probably shouldn't be. Mainly the background of everyone's TikTok videos. Now there are some common things that apparently happen before Ghostface appears in your video. Normally you'll hear like a creak or a bump. And some people report getting a phone call before Ghostface, appears in their video. Now, Scream 7 comes out on February 27th, so I'm going to end this video before Ghostface appears just so I actually get to make it to that date.
Oh my goodness, come here, Moth.
Come on, Moth.
I'm a baby one.
Okay, turn around, let me see your wings. Spread them out.
Spread them out. Whoa.
Wow.
I'm a baby moth. Hi, Mommy.
Hi, baby.
I'm gonna go get over here.
Whoa. Can you see?
Yeah.
Top 5 facts about people born in August. Number 5 is that they're natural leaders. Now, they're Virgos or Leos in the zodiac, if you believe in that sort of thing. And they also tend to be a little more stubborn. And this is obviously one of the negatives that comes from people with natural leadership qualities. Number 4 is that they're romantics at heart. Oh, August, the season of love. Number 3, they're loyal. All right, they are one of the deepest loyal people on the planet. You just don't want to do them dirty or it ain't gonna go over too well because they will just cut that one off clean and dry. Number 2, they excel in sports. Now, I don't know if this has to do with them being like summery children and they come alive in the outdoors in the summer or what. If you like this list and want more about other nonsense, follow me. Share this with somebody who was born in August to make them feel extra special. Also, leave me a comment if you were born in August or, I don't know, something about August. Also, follow my wife, Samantha, who I've tagged. Check out our podcast, Brutally Honest with Sam and Jacob. Number 1, craziest fact of all, they were born in August.
Here's some interesting things I just learned today. Caesar salad was actually invented in a Tijuana restaurant during a 4th of July rush in 1924. A chef named Caesar Cardini improvised and created it. To be a commercial airline pilot or an air traffic controller, speaking English is a mandatory requirement. Apparently, long-term exposure to bodily waste, like taking care of a baby, significantly reduces the parents' disgust responses, and they just get used to it. I feel like that's actually really fair as someone with 2 under 2. Neuroscientists are actually finding out now how meditation changes how fluid moves through your brain, and it becomes similar to the way that your brain works while you're sleeping. The Lakers and Celtics have won 45% of all NBA championships in the entire league. That's a little extra, but hey, I'm not complaining as a Lakers fan.
Today we're going to be talking about the urban legend of Huggin' Molly from Abbeville, Alabama. Also, I'm starting a new series about urban legends by state, and we're starting with Alabama because it's the first one in alphabetical order. She's a ghostly presence that is 7 feet tall, and she wears like this black cloak, and she haunts the town at night, and she apparently grabs kids that are being bad, and she screams in their ear at the top of her lungs, which can be deafening. Some people think that she was a mother who lost her children. Some people think that she was a school teacher back when she was alive. I like the school teacher theory, honestly, because like I was a substitute for years and I would also do this in the afterlife. Also, I love that it's so Southern that it's actually Huggin' Molly. Like as a Texan, okay, I appreciate the Southern drawl on that. It looks like she even has her own Pokemon card. But she's so entwined with the town of Abbeville that she's even on the sign for when you enter the town. This would be a great place to take the kiddos. This is from the Hug and Molly movie. Why does it kind of look like me at the movie theater when I'm pissed off that they run out of Twizzlers? But like 7 feet tall? Hello, mommy. She's an icon. She is the moment. We love her. How do you feel about Miss Molly?
These are mythical creatures captured in real photos. Wendigo. 1938, Northern Canada. The Ogopogo monster. Real photo 2023. The Mothman. 1966, West Virginia. The La Patasola. Trail camera photo 2009, Colombia. The Jersey Devil. 1993, New Jersey. Troll. Real footage 1943. Dragon. 2015, China. Phoenix. 2023 photos taken by local TV in China. Fact or myth? Do you believe this is real?
She wanted to go viral so badly that she staged her own kidnapping. 20-year-old Aurelene Martinez was from Chihuahua, Mexico, and was a mother to her 1-year-old son. She had dreams of becoming a famous influencer one day, and it seemed like the videos that she was posting online weren't going viral or hitting the way that she wanted them to be. For a while, Aurelene was making videos of her being kidnapped and tied up, but she wasn't getting the views and traction that she wanted it to. That's when she came up with the idea to fake her disappearance and make it seem like she was kidnapped, and maybe she would get all these views and go viral. In September of 2020, Aurelene is talking to her friends and talking about her plan, and immediately they agree and think it's a great idea. Aurelene's friends are going to be involved in the plan. They are going to dress up wearing a mask, and they are going to have weapons on them. Aurelene is going to try and sell the part by screaming and acting like she is being kidnapped, and this is all going to be filmed. On October 2nd, the plan takes place and 10 masked people show up. The filming starts and Aurelene is being blindfolded, tied up, and they're truly treating the situation like she is actually being kidnapped. To make the situation feel even more real, one of the guys has his weapon right next to Aurelene's head, and then the weapon goes off. She immediately falls to the ground and it looks like she stopped breathing, and this was not a part of the plan. This is real life. The weapon that was supposed to be used as a prop was loaded and Aurelene lost her life. Instead of Aurelene's friends helping her or calling 911 for help, they immediately fled the scene and just left her there. During the time of the shooting, someone in the area heard the gunshot and called police. Once police arrived to the scene, they found Aurelene lying on the ground, tied up and blindfolded. One of the guys that was recording the video still uploaded it, knowing that Aurelene had lost her life. Police ended up seeing that video and they were able to identify some of those faces, but they never got in any kind of trouble. Aurelene tragically lost her life that day, and her supposed friends got away with it.
This is what your fingernails say about you according to science. If you have round bulbous club nails, this could indicate emphysema or a number of chronic lung conditions. Pitted nails where it looks like there is loads of little holes in your nails, this could indicate psoriasis, arthritis or eczema. Those lines which are horizontal indentations could indicate infection or malnutrition. Koinolichia, which are spoon-shaped nails, indicates iron deficiency, anemia. And nola nula, which is the half moon you get underneath your nails, could indicate anemia.
Divorce by country. India 1%. Tajikistan 10.37%. Ireland 15.2%. South Africa 17.14%. Saudi Arabia 37.5%. New Zealand 41.67%. Norway 44.19%. United States 45.1%. Portugal 94.44%.
Things you should not search for on YouTube. So if you guys go to your keyboard and go to O, there's an O with a slash in it. And if you search this O with a slash in it on YouTube, a whole bunch of disturbing videos pop up that I don't even want to show you guys. And it doesn't even make sense, because this is just a letter in the Danish and Norwegian language. Next, if you go to your keyboard again and literally just click on the punctuation mark and search that up on YouTube, well, there are a lot of creepy things like the other one, but there's more strange and uneasy results that pop up. I'm really not too sure why this happens, and does YouTube even know about this? Finally, if you go on your keyboard and type in BAAA, and while that might sound like a sheep just saying ba, when you search this up, the most unusual results pop up. I have no clue why this happens.
He filmed these girls and then kept their bones as a trophy. Tomoe Miyazaki was born in 1962 in Japan. At birth, he carried a physical deformity affecting his hands and wrists. Because of this, kids at his school would make fun of him, and he would often spend time by himself because of it. Once Tomoe made it to high school, he pursued photography, and it was something that he really enjoyed. Once he was an adult in 1988, it seemed like something snapped in him. Tomoe had this fantasy to abduct little girls because they were small, trusting, and could be easily persuaded. In August of 1988, Tomoe found his first victim, 4-year-old Mary Kono. He lured her into his car with the promise of a ride or photographs, and he ended up driving her to a wooded area where he ended her life. Months later, he sent her family a package, and that package contained some of that little girl's remains. But Tomoe didn't stop there. He did this to 3 more girls. He would essay their corpse and either remove their hands, feet, or even teeth and keep them as a trophy. In July of 1989, Tomoe approached 2 girls in a park. He was able to separate the youngest from the oldest, and he told the youngest girl to remove her clothes so that he could take photographs of her. Her father noticed and intervened, and Tomoe immediately took off. As he fled running to return to his car, police arrested him. Once police searched his home, they found 5,763 tapes, photographs, preserved remains, and items that belonged to those missing girls. In 1990, trial began for Tomoe, and he tried to blame it all on his supposed alter ego, Ratman. Ultimately, the court determined that he understood his actions, and he was sentenced to death in 1997. In 2008, Tomoe was finally executed.
Here are 3 illegal baby names that you cannot name your kids. First up is the @ symbol. Now this name is banned in China because China doesn't allow people's names to be symbols. Next, in Germany, you cannot name your kid Lucifer. Germany actually banned this name because in the German language, Lucifer means the devil. And lastly, the name King is banned in the United States. Now there isn't really a reason why it's banned, but if you live in the United States and want to name your kid King, you can't.